Welcome back to the Capitolist. New topic. I want to throw it out to the group. We have just a few more minutes. John Morgan of Morgan and Morgan. You know the right. Did I have to say that, or you already knew who I was talking about?
Know.
Is he the 600-pound gorilla in the governor's race?
I think he can do whatever he wants. If you got in the governor's race like Rick Scott on the R side, on the D side, John Morgan would be a player overnight and could win the nomination.
Is he an $80 million kind of player?
I think he doesn't need to run for governor, so I think he probably wouldn't if I had to guess today.
Okay. All right. Katie?
I agree wholeheartedly. I think if he got in, it would be a formidable candidate on that side. He obviously has plenty of money to fund himself, so I don't know that the timing of it is really that critical for him. He's got a ton of name ID, and I think that would be a really...
Right, he has an advantage that Rick Scott didn't have, which is he's known throughout
Right.
this state. He's got billboards everywhere. People know who John Morgan is automatically, for the most part. I don't know what the polling shows. Maybe it proved me wrong, but certainly it's higher than what Rick Scott's was when he got in the race. And Rick Scott had a couple of other things he had to overcome as well with his money. So he had to spend $80 million, but I don't know that John Morgan would. What do you think?
Right. I mean, my 5- and 7-year-old know who John Morgan is because they see his buses around town and his billboards. I think he runs for governor. But
you think he wants the job?
I do. I actually.
He has to do the job. Once you get elected, you actually have to do the job. You have to come into the office and you have to do the job every day.
I get it. I think he wants to do the job. I think he does want to do it. I mean, here's the problem. I mean, I think if the answer to Barack Obama is Donald Trump, I'm not sure the answer to Donald Trump is John Morgan. But I think he's got the money and the name ID and the drive to do it. I think if he sees the Dems floundering and not picking up steam, raising money, name ID, I think he jumps in.
I think he'd be frustrated by a still strong majority Republican legislature that would probably delight in blocking anything he wanted to do or much of what he wanted to do.
But he would throw his weight around in a way that they haven't. I mean, they haven't experienced. This legislature has not experienced a governor that can throw his weight around like Morgan can. And I don't mean that in any other way than he's got the savvy to do that sort of thing. Earned media-wise, sort of moving the media the way he wants them to move, heartstring issues. He's just a master of those things, and they haven't seen that.
I think he'd have a better shot at forging alliances with Republicans, as evidenced by the fundraiser he had for Richard Corcoran than many other Democrats would even consider.
Good point. Well, I thank you all for being on the show today very much, and we'll have you back next week. And thank you so much for being here. And that wraps it up.